Hello and welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. This podcast is gonna be called The Wise Guy Show. It's gonna be mainly about me just talking to you comfortably without any pressure, just trying to help you to comfort yourself and trying to help me in creating my own platform where I can express myself freely and just function how I like to function. Anyways, this podcast is mainly directed to my peer hypersensitive people, the people that sense the emotional disturbance in other souls, the people who feel the energy of any space the second they walk into it. This podcast is directed to the autistic people dealing with sensory issues and sensory problems, the people that struggle with dealing with the world or functioning in it. This is to the people that want to improve, to the people that hate being the floater friend. Well, this is my attempt in being your friend, in trying to help you, and trying to give you the comfort that you've been searching for. This is the safe haven, the cozy corner on the internet where you can feel safe, unjudged, and just try to thrive. Let's try to thrive together, actually. Anyways, let's start. The main topic of today is gonna be about self-acceptance, because honestly, I'm at the years where I struggle most with self-acceptance because of hormonal changes and bodily changes and social changes and everything. By the way, I'm like 16, almost 17. I'm like 17 in 3 months, I guess. So let's just take a moment and breathe. Okay? Can you stop? Please? Please? See? This is how life throws stuff in your face to stop you. Okay, that's not really relevant because a door can stop me from filming a YouTube video. You get what I mean. Anyways, I have noticed that throughout the years of my life, through childhood, preteen years, and my teenage years, that I become less accepting of myself. Mostly through my preteens, I hated the version of myself I was. I hated what I was looking at, what I have come to be. I know you do that too, where you like go in a rant and hate yourself and hate yourself and hate yourself. But I promise you, it gets better. It gets better, yeah. You just have to acknowledge the problems, try working out on them, try accepting them first. Because honestly, let's just face it, we're gonna live with ourselves for all of our lives, you know? We're not gonna have people by our sides at all times. Friendships don't last. Actually, nothing lasts. Even you don't last. So, let's just try to live a meaningful life. A life full of surprises, a life full of happiness, full of sadness, anger, any emotion. Because something I encourage you to do is live your emotions. Live them to their full extent. Because the thing about emotions is if you do not acknowledge them, they will chase you down and put you down. The thing that drove me to struggle most with my identity in my preteens was the fact that I thought that being vulnerable and being hypersensitive and like sensing everything, sensing the energy, sensing if people are off, their vibes are off. I just thought that was a curse. I needed to live without it, so I abandoned my feelings. I abandoned my emotions. I tried to live bare. I tried to live numb, devoid of emotions, devoid of everything. But actually, that didn't go so well. No, it did not go well at all because my emotions got me in the end, and I had to go through a whole emotional baggage. Because, why, you may ask? Because I was a people pleaser. I tried to please everyone, ranging from teachers, parents, friends, people in the streets, anyone. Basically, anyone that was in front of me, I just wanted to please them. I just wanted them to like go on with their lives just proud with me, which is not the point. Not everyone is supposed to be proud of you, okay? Try to not chase validation or chase what other people think of you. Try to chase yourself. Be more goal oriented because you may get lost in the process and lose yourself, like I did. I had a distorted identity for like years on end. I think it was like 4 years in a row of an identity crisis, of neglecting my emotions, neglecting everything, being put down all the time, but just like minding it no business, minding it no mind. I tried to push everything under the rug. I tried to push my feelings under the rug, but that drove me into a depression, a strong depression. But I came out on the other side, and I'm thankful for that. I'm very much thankful for that. And I'm so immensely sorry that other people don't get to make it out on the other end. They think that their lives have been doomed with bullying, with bad words, with bad feelings, with everything. But let me tell you something. There is nothing, no such thing as a bad feeling. They're just all feelings, but they range from happy to sad. There's no bad about it. And that was the mindset that drove me to like go nuts, because there are no bad feelings. Every feeling is valid, every feeling is explainable, every feeling is meant to be felt. That's why it exists. It's like nurture, but just like for the soul. Anyways, what I meant to say is live your life. Live your life to its full extent. Live it to the fullest. To its fullest. Practice sports, read books, write books, draw, do theater, do music, do anything that makes you feel good. If you are in a path in your life where it doesn't feel fulfilling, where it feels like the meal you have at 3 a.m. and you exit the kitchen, I don't know, full, but you have not been fulfilled. You feel yet hungry, but you are full. That's what I thrive to be at. I thrive to be where I'm fulfilled. My soul is fulfilled. My life is fulfilled. Because imagine one day I don't know, you just uh retired. You just got retired. Imagine how empty life would feel if you worked your entire career in a job you didn't want to work in. Imagine spending 30, 40 years of your life coming out on the other side just to feel empty, just to feel ill, just to feel like you have the entire world on your shoulders, on your back, just weighing you down. Like you spent most of your life, like you spent 40, 50, 60 years of your life. How much more are you gonna live? Let's be realistic. You're gonna live to your 70s, 80s, maximum 90s. What are you gonna do in these years? Sorry to sound hopeless or sound extremely negative, but let's be honest. By the 60s, your body is gonna start reclining. Your soul is not gonna shine any more bright than it is shining now. Your potential is not gonna be anywhere near your potential right now. Because now, sorry, someone knocked on our door, and where were we? Yeah, I was telling you on how if you retire, not living a fulfilled life, how empty it's gonna feel. Because your body is gonna start reclining, your soul is not gonna shine brighter, your spark is not gonna be that extreme, it's not gonna be that strong, your potential is gonna recline, like seriously recline, because after your 60s everything just shows you that this life is not permanent. We are solely passengers or riders in this train. We just have to sit down, relax, kick back and watch the world unfold until we reach our final destination, our final station, where you're gonna take everything you gained across the way, your memories, the people you knew, the friendships you had, the love you received, the love you gave, the love you lived. Basically, we just have to live. We just have to live through life with a minor detail in mind. Just let's accept ourselves. Let's actually live our lives being fulfilled, being well fed, well nourished, either physically well nourished or let it be, I don't know, let your soul be the nourished one. Feed it with your potential. Feed it with the validation you give yourself. Feed it with the memories you fought so hard to forget. Feed it the embarrassing moments, the happy moments, the angry moments, the sad moments. Because honestly, our souls are not made of black and white. They are not made of one color. Our souls are infinite. They are the only thing in us humans that are infinite. Our minds work with our souls, with our personalities, and just create us. Just help us to succeed, help us to I don't know, because actually the human body, across from everything, across from the like I don't know, the vitamins, the nutrients, the protein, the fibers, the everything we consume, our bodies need the dopamine, they need the stimuli, they need the fun we have. Even our bodies are our minds. Sorry, not our bodies. Our minds are written in a way where we have to have fun. We have to be like stimulated 24/7, or we become bored and we start to like I don't know, we start to what is the word? Uh, we start to relapse. We start to demolish everything we've built across the years just to feel like the adrenaline rush, that dopamine, that melatonin to just sleep or anything. How many times have you tried to sleep and then end up sleeping while you're crying? Yeah, that's actually it. Our bodies just chase stimuli. They chase those hormones that give us that good feeling. That give us any feeling actually, because no feeling is good and no feeling is bad. They're all just feelings, and we get to experience them and live them and fulfill them. I don't know. My uncommon thought about this world is, I know that we are coded, biologically coded, to be social beings. But what I've come to realize in this year and the last is that we actually do everything for ourselves. We're naturally selfish, but not in the bad way. Not as in selfish, they say we don't care about people or anything. Okay, have you ever passed by a beggar or a homeless person? You feel pity for them, and if you walk past them, you had the money, you could have gave them money, you could have, I don't know, changed their life even in the slightest with the dollar or dinar or any currency you're actually using now. You could have helped them with it, but you feel so bad after walking past them and not actually helping them. And if you were to give them that money, it would make you feel good about yourself. You would feel that you're generous, you're kind, you're I don't know, you're helping. You want to give a helping hand. You want to throw, I don't know, a lifeline to people. You want to give them an anchor. You want to help them. But you just want to help yourself. You just don't want to feel bad about yourself, so you just go out of your way to help people to feel good about yourself. That's what we do. We are selfish. We are the center of the universe. In our minds, in our perception of this reality, we are the main characters. And we have to live accordingly to that. We have to practice our sports, to read our books, to listen to the whimsy music that no one likes, listen to the rock music your parents don't like, because this is your life. You're not gonna live forever with your parents, you're not gonna stay forever with that toxic friend group. So why not change it now? You still have the time. I'm pretty sure you have the time. Imagine if you got to those 60s I talked about. Imagine how bad it would feel staying with the wrong people, being with the wrong friend groups, staying to be the golden child for your parents across the years, to live 24/7, 24 hours a day without feeling or living your reality. Let's live our truth. Let's have weird music tastes. Let's follow those weird series we see on the internet. Write that satanic or I don't know, write that alternative book. Write that dark book filled of darkness. Write the something that brings you joy. Live without limits. Become limitless. Become one with the air you breathe. Because honestly, distincting ourselves from Mother Nature has been a wrongdoing of the humans. We must coexist with the animals, the plants, the nature, the sea. Have you ever connected with an animal deeply or more deep than you've ever connected with a human? Have you ever felt the energy of the plants, the peace the greenery brings you? Have you ever felt that calmness, that being actually or feeling at rest, feeling at peace with yourself because you've just connected with something that has no brain, has no intellect, has nothing to bring to the world, like animals or plants or nature or the sea? Have you ever held a seashell? Have you ever held a gem in your hands and felt like you're at peace? You felt the energy radiating from it. Because actually, guys, we believe in the Wi-Fi, we believe in Bluetooth, we believe in GPS and stuff like that. Wi-Fi is unseeable, it's untraceable. You can't see it with your own eyes, you can't feel it with your body, but it still exists. Energy exists too. Your soul emits energy. Everything around you emits energy. Even the still things around you emit energy. Imagine your teddy bear from your childhood. I don't know, imagine your favorite toy from you were little. Imagine the shoes you used to wear, the jacket you used to be obsessed with, the bracelet you used to not take off of your hand. Those things hold energy. They hold the remnants of our energy. Our old energy, our old states, our old everything. Everything and anything represents energy. And there is no good energy, no bad energy. It's just energy. And you can feel it. You can push yourself to feel it. If you don't accept yourself, you will remain the bland person you are. Because people who don't accept themselves are bland. They have no flavor. Be whimsy. Be that version of yourself. Be the weird cringe kid. Be anything you want. Be everything you aspire to be. Live to aspire. Live to be the example that people talk about. Be the person. Be the center of the gossip. Just be secure about yourself. Be the center of your world. Accept yourself and live with it. Go with it hand through hand. Because at the end of the day, when you lay down in bed, you're alone in your nightmares. You're alone in your dreams. You're alone in your fantasies. Even if people exist in those dreams, fantasies, and nightmares, you're still alone. You're with your mind, soul, personality, problems, and memories. Because everything you see in your dreams, you have seen before. The people you see in your dreams, the people that look like they're unknown to you, the strangers, you have seen them before in your life. Yet you only think of them when you're unconscious. They exist in your whole separate world other than reality. So why not just start to transform your reality into your own dream? So let's take the counter example of the one I gave you before. Imagine the day you retire and you have everything around you you've ever wanted. You have started working on that talent. You started that hobby. you started improving yourself pretty early on. Imagine how thankful your future self would be because you've accepted it so early on, and you've, I don't know, accepted to live with all your flaws. Try to make them more strong, try to be more strong, try to be more sensitive, try to be try to live your own feelings, live them to their full extent, trust your intuition, look that person in the eyes and say, no, I do not trust them. They are not a good soul. They are not a good person. They intend to do me harm. Because, believe me, it happened countless times for me where I see people and I know they are up to no good. They are filled with malice, filled with hate, filled with hatred, and they have to spread it to the world. And I just ignore that and say, I'm just being sensitive. Believe me, there is nothing as being overly sensitive. You just feel everything about you, and that's wonderful about you. I love that about you. I love that autistic people cannot endure the strong sounds, like the things we've evolved as a humanity to have. All the construction, all the extreme noises we hear. We are not meant to hear them. Autistic and ADHD people are the blueprint of humanity. ADHD people, how they cannot focus too much on one task, because actually there are a lot of tasks, you know? Our ancestors were people with ADHD and autism because they were sensitive to the voices, to the noises they hear, to the predators around them. They lived on instinct, they lived on edge, they lived on everything. And we're supposed to live in comfort across the years. That thing was supposed to change. Autistic and ADHD people are supposed to live in comfort now. Yet we don't live in comfort because our world has grown to be more stressful, more demanding, more pressuring. Why does that have to happen every time? Why does our world have to take, I don't know, have to take the wrong direction, go into the wrong way? Why do you have to have racist people, unaccepting people? Why do you have to have capitalists? Why do we have to have I don't know, uh, why do we have to have fascists? Why do we have to have I don't know, people that are non-accepting of other people? But believe me, you guys, those people who do not accept you are the same people that struggle to accept themselves the most, because they are just projecting everything bad in them to you. They are feeding you everything bad that they feel. The feelings you feel because of them, they felt before. They just don't want to be lonely, or they don't want to feel the feeling alone, you know? How many times have we watched movies and read books and watched series where the villain actually turns out to be just a complicated person, a traumatized person, a person living in a burning home, not a home, a burning house, a person living in a non-accepting household where they are pushed to their limits every day to have to produce something in the eyes of their parents as something good, because nothing, if you don't feel like the thing you're doing is good to you, do not do it. The path you're walking on, I'm sure you still have time. I'm sure you still have plenty of time to change, because change is the strongest of habits. It beats the habit itself. Change has been the only stable thing in this universe, because nothing, and I mean nothing, has stayed like it was 1 year ago, 1 day ago, a decade ago. You yourself, you're not the person you were a day ago. You're aging. You have more memories. You have more experience. So live that experience. Gain something from it at least. Live your life to its fullest. Be fulfilled. I advise you to be fulfilled. This was our first episode of the new podcast titled Self Acceptance. Until next time, you guys, I think I'm gonna post the video in about a week, or when I get the general idea of what the video will be about. It's gonna be a video essay, a self-improvement video, something like that. We're not gonna stray too much from the path of like self-acceptance, self-improvement, uh, informational stuff, educational stuff. We're just gonna keep going on the same route because I see that as the thing I wanna do. And that's why I got up and I recorded this YouTube video. And that actually makes me feel so good about myself. It makes me feel limitless. It makes me feel fearless. It makes me feel like I'm at my full potential, you know? So why don't you feel like you're at your full potential? Why don't you sign up for that gym membership? Why don't you go for that early walk? Why don't you go for that late night walk, late night swim? Anything. Do anything and everything to feel good about yourselves, and most importantly, accept yourself. Accept yourself, you guys. And do not be afraid of making mistakes, because that's part of your success story. There is no success stories without failures. We have to fail to learn. Anyways, the wise guy is out, and goodbye.